But he said it's not a capital L. Okay. That's a little L. What's the word opposite of capital? I don't know. Okay.
I don't know.
All right. Stop fucking around, Sugah. Get next to Gao. Get with the program. I'm gonna fire you and hire Parker. I just need a girl to fill the quota. Alright. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another Collision Roadside Assistance episode of Waking Up with Soop and Sugah. You guys are tuning into episode 52. Today is April 18th. And guys, I, of course, am your host. Look at that. Soopkichen. With me today, Ms. Road Rage, Sugah Tits.
Hi, guys.
And turn on my blinker, but leave it on for 3 blocks. DJJ Gal. How you doing, buddy?
I'm awesome.
That's good to hear. Alright, let's get started here, guys. Oh, Gowsy, how's your video game weekend?
It's awesome.
You did a lot of Oryx.
Did a lot of Oryx.
Right, and sometimes by the end of the week it was Borix. Oh, Oryx. Iron Banner go? Iron Banner go?
Iron Banner was very good to me.
Okay, very good to you. I didn't do a lot of Iron Banner, but you know why? Because I got my 4 terabyte external hard drive. Mm-hmm. I got that thing all nice and formatted. And it is plugged into my PS4. I am.
As we speak.
As we speak.
I got to watch Soop play all these different games all weekend.
So many games!
He was so happy.
Because I can do it now. I've got the space.
He could like pop in a game for 30 minutes and play, and then pop it out and put another game in, and then play for an hour, and then be done. And then we could watch TV, and then he could play another game. It was fun.
It was
so
ideal.
Cool.
It was awesome.
I am seriously going to get one.
Yeah, and those whoever hasn't, if you guys are running low on your hard drive space on your PS4, you know, just go out, get an external hard drive. 2 weeks ago, Best Buy was having a sale where the 4 terabyte was the same price as a regular 2 terabyte, not on sale. $100. So I went out there and I got me a 4 terabyte, and they didn't have the one I wanted because I wanted a white one to match my system. So I placed the order, and it was sent to the store, and I picked it up, got it all nice and set, and I've already filled it up with like 600 gigs, so over half a terabyte already of games. Well, you got just the regular games that you get, right? A Doom takes up like 76 gigs of.
Yeah, Doom was big.
Destiny's almost, 60? I think it's in the 50, 56, 58, maybe? So... Don't shoot him, God. Oh, okay.
Oh, sorry.
It's fine. So... It just made sense to go with the 4 terabyte, and it was on sale.
It was the same price.
And that's not counting the games that you get for free. All right, because PlayStation Plus gives you 2 free games every month. We talk about them here at the beginning of the month, and I was downloading those. Now I can play a lot more of them instead of just having them sit on my library until I finish one, and then
Well, or also when the two, especially for the two of us, there are times that we just want to play a game together on the same screen. We don't want to have to turn on 2 separate systems to play a game, and sometimes those free games have those options.
Yeah.
But we're only going to be playing it for maybe an hour or 2. We're not going to be playing it forever, and so it makes it hard because there are things that just don't render space, but we want to be able to have them. Like, how long was it that you're like, I have to finish Transformers because I want to play something else? Where it's like, you shouldn't have to feel like you have to finish a game just because you want to start something else.
So, more space solved that problem for me. But guys, enough about the glory of the external hard drive. It's so easy. Gao can do it. Let's get into...
so easy. I can do it. And I'm gonna do it.
Let's get into our first segment of the morning here. Video game news. And of course, we're gonna get started with the game we always play. Destiny. Guys, as we mentioned before, there was the Oryx. Oryx came back last week with new ornaments for his armor and new adept weapons. Exotic adept primaries to be exact.
Precise.
Yeah. So, guys, what'd you think about the raid loot?
I'll check it out.
My issue is I'm not getting enough armor drops. I'm getting a bunch of weapons. I'm not getting much armor.
I think I'm kind of with you there.
A lot of people are getting off.
On my hunter, I guess I got lucky on my hunter. On my first run around, I got the gauntlets, I got the head, I got the boots. The only thing I didn't get was the chest. I have my old chest piece, but it doesn't have the ornament slot. But you know, I got the cloak too. I got the hunter class item. But I previewed the ornament for the class items and the boots. It's not that hot, you know. It's not hot shit. The helmet looks cool. I think that's the coolest looking thing out of this armor set. The arms look cool too because now I have more of those
bone fragments.
Knight-esque, right? Because now you don't have to be a Titan if you want to look like a knight. You can just go ahead and throw that ornament on if you're a hunter. So it was worth it for me to upgrade the arms to put the ornament put the ornament on the arms and put the ornament on the helmet, and that's what I'm rocking right now because it looks cool. But besides that, like I wasn't really too thrilled about the gear. True though, I do want like the helmet for the Warlock to look cool, but that never got dropped for me on my Warlock.
The ship was killing me.
The guns. We got the guns a lot. My first run, I think I got all the guns. A War Priest, I got.
Yep.
Yeah, right. A War Priest, I got two exotics because I used my my Knuckles of Ao.
Knuckles.
Yeah, so I've got the Smite of Marin and the Zane hand cannon.
Everything is yellow.
Right away.
Yep. And I got the Zane and I got the Abyss Defiant.
And then we hit War Priest. Or no, War Priest was first challenge. Then we hit Golgoroth. And I got the auto rifle. I can't remember what it's called, but it's arc damage now. And then Oryx Run, I got the Doom of Chelchis, which I was really excited about because I was watching Sugah use her Doom of Chelchis during the whole raid. And I was like, oh man, that looks really good. I want that. And it was Void, which got me really excited. I'm like, yes, there's a really good Void Scout Rifle now. For Scout Rifle lovers, there's one of each now, you know. You got your Vision, you got your Doom. What was the, the Fang?
The Fang, yep.
The Fang, yeah. So.
Yep. I don't know why I said Abyss Defiant. That was Crota.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, Abyss Defiant is Crota. So.
Yeah, I meant the Dyson or Dryson or whatever it's called.
Right. Yeah. No. So, I got guns 3 times around. I know I got the.
Yeah, I've gotten them.
I got 3 Smite of Marins. I end up infusing some stuff.
Okay, it's open.
But yeah, the guns were super easy to obtain. I really wasn't looking for anything else besides, right? Because with Atheon and with Crota, you're looking for the secondaries and the heavies. Yeah. Where with Oryx, you already had them.
Yeah. With a lot of Oryx stuff, I definitely It was.
And I've been using stuff since, like, the Defiance of Yasmin, I've been using it. People are like, oh yeah, now the fucking Defiance of Yasmin is out. That's the only thing that's going to get used in PvP because the hitbox is incredibly stupid. And now that Oryx is out, you've always been able to upgrade that gun. That gun's always been around. Like, it's not a new thing.
Yeah, some of that stuff has been sitting there 335, but it's still
it had
been
the
able
ability.
to be brought.
Yeah,
exactly.
I've been using my Defiance
like that's
of Yasmin.
the choice.
Like, but salty people will salt. We'll find something to extract salt from. The salt mines they never run dry.
No.
Search for all that salt.
Yeah, because I've always used that pulse rifle, that Spider-Man. I've always used that.
Yeah, the heavy was one of the heavies that I brought up because it's handy. The heavy machine gun is.
The heavy machine gun is beautiful. Like the heavy machine gun and the sniper rifle, I think are like the gold out of all the. Were the gold out of all the raid before, right? Mm-hmm. But now, now that you have your exotic Doom of Chalchis with Void, that's a great Void scout rifle. You know, full auto. And I was worried about the perks too, because originally you can get a Doom of Chalchis with like 3 different rolls, right?
Yep.
And they kept the one I liked with full auto. A lot of people wanted the one with, was it Firefly on it? So, I mean, I like the choices they ended up going with. I think they did good. What about you guys? Smite of Marin with Firefly, Doom of Chalchis, auto.
And they made it solar, which is cool. I like that. I am kind of curious about today, though, on what they're going to do with today's.
This is very true. I wonder what they're going to do with Axis.
Because could you imagine if, like, the Genesis chain is void?
Yeah, void Genesis chain would be pretty cool. That might warrant having a Genesis chain for me. Because I don't have one. I scrapped that piece of shit. So yeah, that would be pretty fucking awesome. What are the other like raid prime? I think they were pretty bad. I got the hand
There's the Dogma,
the
Scout.
Dogma.
The Steel Medulla for a pulse, that's not a bad pulse.
Steel Medulla, I don't think I ever got that one. I got the hand cannon, I got the auto rifle, and I got the Dogma Scout. So, yeah, I didn't like them. I don't even think I kept the Dogma. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what did they got? What's it called? The Ex Machina, the sniper rifle.
That I kept. That was pretty sweet. Yes, I think that was the only weapon I think I liked out of that raid. I have the sidearm. I'm not sure if I like it. I have it. I'm not sure if because it's got Battle Runner, so it seems like it might be good for PvP, but I'm not sure. So it might just get scrapped. Really.
There isn't as much of the Wrath machine raid stuff that I like as much. I know I am interested in getting the Oryx gear for my Titan.
Oh, I tried to do something cool and it didn't work.
I saw you tried to do like that video and it just didn't work.
Soup fail.
I saw. Go ahead, waste some more.
So, and they kind of went downhill once Crota, right? I mean, Oryx was kind of creative with their loot, only because you can get the different rolls, right?
Right. Yeah.
Like, you could get the auto rifle and have it set 3-4 different ways, which was cool. And that made running Oryx worth it, right?
Right.
So
I was sure that the Archon priest was
the Axis was I thought Axis was garbage for loot. Even the exotic, right? The was it Outbreak Prime? Is that it?
Outbreak Prime, yeah.
How much do you use that thing?
I went through all of it. I really don't. And you go through all that to get it, and then you're like, okay, and it goes away, and that's it.
Yeah.
You know, it goes in your collection to say, well, at least you have it. That's it.
That's pretty much it. I got it though. So, I don't know. We'll see. They'll have to really, like you said, like Genesis Chain, Void. That would make me want it. Like the Scott rifle. I don't know. Like we already have a really good Void, a really good Solar, and a really good, Arc.
Yeah.
So I'm not really going to be interested in that Scout rifle. What else? The hand cannon. Like, I guess if they made if they made it solar, but we don't have solar burn hand cannon, do we? Right? Fatebringer is Fatebringer's Arc.
We do.
Yeah, Fatebringer's Arc.
Yeah,
And the Word of Crota's Void, and so is the Orcs.
Yep, so that should be solar.
So give that a solar, maybe, maybe that'll get some interest.
Yeah, because the only Void auto rifle we have is the
Atheon's Epilogue.
Atheon's Epilogue. That's it.
Yeah.
I just think it would make that gun really awesome.
It would make it awesome. It would make people want to get it, which in turn makes people want to do the raid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's not my favorite raid either.
It isn't. It's not my favorite raid either. Nope. I think it's my least favorite raid. I think I prefer Oryx over this dude. Even though Oryx is one glitchy son of a bitch, but Oryx is fun to do. I'm not gonna lie. Oryx is fucking fun, and if you have a team that communicates and does well, like Oryx is fun.
Oryx can be quick.
Oryx can be quick too. Yep.
Yep.
So quick. I remember once, I swear we did it in like 20 minutes.
Yeah, I'm liking Vault of Glass more and more than I used to. But I think Crota is still my favorite.
Yeah, especially now with the swords. Oh, the bridge.
That was so much fun.
Yeah, you cross that bridge, it's like party.
So I mean, definitely see what we get this week. But guys, we also got the Iron Banner. Did you hit rank 5, Go? I didn't even hit rank 5.
All my guys, yep.
Oh.
Wow, look at you, MLG Pro. Yeah, so you got that part unlocked in your book. I'm gonna have to wait till next Iron Banner to really stick my teeth into it.
Yes, I do. It's unlocked in my book.
I got mine unlocked in my book, and it actually, because my book was glitched, like in terms of alliances, it said that I didn't have any of that stuff, even though everything should have been done except
like future
the
war
Iron
call
Banner.
and stuff like that.
Yeah, it all should have been done. So as soon as I hit rank 5 in Iron Banner, it made everything else count. So now that page is done.
Everything else lit up. So now your page is done. Awesome.
Yeah, so it at least like.
Yeah, I already have my book at 100%, and I haven't even touched trials yet.
There you go. See, there you go. And you were worried you were going to be able to finish your book.
Yeah,
I wasn't worried.
So. They did. I think they just. I don't know. I guess Iron Banner is timed and it has to come right at a certain point of the month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But did you guys have any problems with match? I only played a couple matches, and I hit rank 3. I only played a couple matches and hit rank 3, and I played a couple more. I probably would have hit 5. But I was busy raiding and doing other games because of space in my hard drive. So, did you guys find a hard time, like, sitting on an orbit fighting people because they were doing raids instead of Iron Banner?
But it wasn't really that bad. I mean, it took a while. Yeah, I mean, you would hit like 9, 10, and then it would take a while for the other to show up, but it didn't take that long.
Okay. Sweet. Okay. Because I'm imagining most people would be raiding, trying to get those new guns, which Iron Banner, what were the loot this time around? It was the auto rifle, the shotgun.
The shotgun. I didn't think.
I got a heavy. Definitely the sidearm.
Well, yeah, I mean from drops, but what was she was selling?
I don't know. I
think it was auto rifle, shotgun, and then it was class
items,
items, arms, gauntlets. Gauntlets.
Well, you know, I didn't even pay attention to that
Yeah, see?
because I wasn't looking to buy anything. It's like I have
Never.
it. You
Right.
know, and you kind of figured they're going to get dropped anyways whenever they're specializing
Yeah,
for the
I
week.
don't. I haven't
Right.
wasted
Sometimes, you know, sometimes that gear comes with
$100.
really good rolls, though. Like, you know, either max discipline or max strength, max intellect discipline, or whatever. Sometimes you get those gold rolls. Gold rolls. So, I mean, I sometimes look out for those, but this time I was just too busy. Too busy. Too busy.
Too busy, yo.
Too busy with the race. And then all that, I'm telling you, all that hard drive space.
Which, you know, I don't know. I kind of looked like it almost kind of made sense that they did Iron Banner with King's Fall because they kind of figured that just about everybody's run through the King's Fall. And now people can more focus on the Wrath.
I thought it would have made more sense to do it with Wrath.
Because Wrath was the most current one.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. They did what they did. It was done. It's been done. Let's move on. Let's move on, guys, because...
Okay.
Sugar, you didn't see it, did you? But Gal's seen it. Star Wars Battlefront 2 trailer?
I have not seen it.
I am pumped about that one.
Wow.
That
Someone
one.
is fucking pumped.
Pumped.
I am fucking pumped.
And, you know, it looked good. I was definitely more excited about the first trailer when it came out. Maybe because it was fresh, you know? And now we've had the experience of the first Battlefront. But it was a good trailer, you know. It definitely incorporated, hey, there's gonna be story now. So that was definitely incorporated in there. Yoda.
It looked pretty too.
versus,
The graphics looked great.
I mean, of course, we've had a couple years. The graphics look better. They've progressed. Yoda versus Darth Maul. That looked awesome. That's just, it starts with the voiceover, right? And the voiceover is from the female, and we're following the trend of female leads, right? Female protagonists. Rey, Episode 8. Jyn Erso, Rogue One. And now, this character's name is Eden Versio. So, another female, you know, female main character. It looks like she's part of a special, right? Special ops?
Special ops, yep.
Stormtrooper type. So it basically spans the 30 years after the explosion of, or the destruction of the second Death Star, you know, at the Battle of Endor, to Episode 8. So the story is going to be very interesting because they have said they promised a story. It's going to be interesting to be this, you know, Imperial Special Ops Stormtrooper that is there on Endor when the second Death Star explodes, and just kind of to see what happens. You know, how did the First Order take over?
Yeah, I'm curious about that myself.
What contingency plans did the Emperor have for if he died? Because we heard the Emperor's voice in the trailer, yes?
You know what? I think so.
We also... Did you see the red-cloaked figure, Gal? Like the dude in the red cloak?
Yeah.
Alright. So, like, already we've got signs of, like, you know, Emperor-esque. You know? I mean, obviously the Emperor's not there. The Emperor's dead, right? Because he died. Luke... Or Vader took him out.
Yep, tossed him over.
But, you know, there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff because when Disney bought Star Wars, they took the expanded universe, which were all these novels that were written after Star Wars, to kind of fill in the Star Wars storyline for fans. And there's a lot of that stuff that Disney said, you know what, it's not canon anymore. It's not the official storyline of Star Wars anymore. What we put out now is going to be the official storyline. So they're taking a lot of that stuff and injecting it back into current Star Wars content. Expanded universe, there was the Dark Empire story where Palpatine made a clone of himself because, during this time we were using clones during the Clone Wars. He made a clone of himself just in case that he died, so he could transfer his spirit over to the clone. So maybe they're doing a version of this, right?
Yeah, could be.
So it's gonna be exciting to see what they do with the story, A, and B, how it's gonna bring together the old trilogy and the new trilogy and kind of fill this void that has been there and all these questions that we've had. That I know people are like, oh, they'll be answered later in later Star Wars movies. But I'm like, really, there's a lot of that stuff that they're putting in books. And if you're not reading the books, you don't know about the Shattered Empire. You don't know. There's gonna be a Phasma, a Captain Phasma comic book that's gonna, let you know how she got out of the trash compactor when she was on the Starkiller base. And it's one of those, prequel to lead into, episode 8. Because Phasma's obviously in episode 8, so she survived. How did she survive? We'll read the comic. So, there's a lot of Star Wars canon material that fans aren't getting because it's kind of spread out. If you're not reading the comics, you don't get this little bit of story. If you're not playing the video game, you don't get this bit of story. So, I mean, they're doing it pretty smart. They're doing it pretty smart. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I got 10 seconds.
No. Oh. Sorry. I thought I had a helmet that regen health when I picked up orbs. And I saw some orbs in front of me and I shade stuff for them. So, the story looks cool. New playable characters. It spans all the way to episode 7. Actually, they're even saying episode 8 because if you pre-order, you get The Last Jedi, Kylo Ren and Rey themed looks. I think also Luke. So, are we gonna get heroes versus villains again? Are we gonna get that mode again? And are we gonna be able to do old Luke versus Kylo Ren or old Luke versus Vader? Yoda versus Kylo Ren. So there are things that I liked about the old Battlefront. The old Battlefront wasn't complete trash. I'll agree, it wasn't the best game. That. But it had some really good and fun elements.
Yep, I agree.
Oh, and heroes versus villains, where you had 3 heroes, you had 3 villains, and then you had your stormtroopers. That was a fun game mode. I thought that was really, really fun. So if they bring that back with new characters and old characters from the Clone Wars, that'll definitely entice me. Am I gonna jump at this game? Am I gonna pre-order mine? Probably not. Am I gonna buy it day one? Probably not.
I think I'm gonna pre-order it.
Oh, it's November. I'm dead. It's November. It's a little bits away. We'll see as more stuff comes out, but right now, I don't know.
The only thing that Battlefront was missing for me was a story mode. So if this is going to have that and everything that's in the first one, I don't know. I think I'm going to like it a lot more.
Well, let me tell you this. They've already said there's going to be no DLC.
No DLC.
No DLC. The reason for
what
this...
you see is what you get?
What you see is what you get. They said the reason for this is they realized that making DLC for Battlefront created a fragmented community. Where, you know, people that didn't have the DLC would jump into certain game modes, and people that had the DLC would jump into other game modes, and matchmaking would become very hard. So, this is, you know, a problem that not having DLC would solve right away.
I can see that.
And that's the way they're doing it. Now, there's also a book coming out, you know, Inferno Squad, which is the squad that that your main protagonist is based in. And it's set after the events of Rogue One and serve as a prequel to Battlefront 2. So there's that Disney story, Star Wars, get it from every angle that I'm telling you about. You know, there it is. Battlefront 2 releases November 17th. Of course, if you pre-order the deluxe edition, you get access to play Star Wars Battlefront on November 14th, 3 days ahead of people because it releases on the 17th. And then if you're a Star Wars EA Access member, you get to play it on the 9th. So that's weird.
That is weird.
That's a little weird. As far as the editions, there's going to be two. There's going to be just the regular $60 game, and then there's going to be the $80 deluxe edition. What does the $80 deluxe edition have? Well, it's got an upgraded version of all 4 Stormtrooper classes: Officer, Assault, Heavy, and Specialist. 4 epic abilities, 4 epic ability upgrades, 1 for each Stormtrooper. It's also going to have instant weapon unlocks and weapon modifications for each trooper class. Exclusive Kylo Ren and Rey themed looks inspired by Star Wars: The Last Jedi. So, Episode 8. Also, epic ability modifiers for Kylo Ren and Rey. Also in Standard Edition if you pre-order. And an epic ability modifier for the Millennium Falcon. Also in Standard Pre-order Edition. I have no idea what these epic modifiers are or do in-game. But it sounds like I'm not gonna lie, the $80 edition kind of sounds like we're giving you stuff that you can unlock in the game early. Except for like the looks, you know, the Last Jedi Episode 8 looks. Besides that, it just kind of sounds like they're giving me stuff that is going to take me time to unlock. It's like you either take time to unlock it or pay an extra $20 since it's already unlocked once you buy the game. That's what it sounds like to me.
Right.
So, again, not jumping at my pre-order right now. You know, I'll rent it when it comes out. I'll, like, Redbox it and play it, you know. So I can get a base of the story, see what's up. And if this thing... I don't know, guys. Just the game... the first Battlefront just dropped in price real quick. Real quick. So
I think it's because a lot of people were disappointed with it because all it was a online multiplayer. That was it.
It was it, you know. But you know, Overwatch was an online multiplayer, and Overwatch is still doing good, and it's still $60.
Yeah, but Overwatch is a completely different.
What are you talking? It's
But
the same kind of game.
Overwatch isn't
online...
Star Wars, Gal.
Exactly.
Star Wars has the guarantee of being Star Wars. That is money for sure. So when you take solid gold and then turn it into liquid shit,
Yeah, but I think Overwatch just appealed to a lot of people.
Oh, and Star Wars doesn't appeal to a lot of people, Gowsy.
That's
Stop.
not what I'm saying.
You're
That's not what I'm saying.
You're over here saying that Overwatch, is still $60 because it appeals to more people. Star Wars should have had that appeal. Like it
should have.
It had every advantage, if not more advantages, than Overwatch. It had the franchise behind it, known characters. Had they done everything right, Overwatch.
They done everything right, exactly.
Had they not done season passes and just released the characters the way Overwatch releases new heroes, then I think Star Wars Battlefront would have been a much different game. More people would have been, you pay your $80 and then all the stuff that was season pass that they made you pay more, just make that free. You would have sold a lot more games. But those were mistakes that were made in the past, and this is new stuff that's going on in the future. We'll see. I mean, Battlefront 2, we'll see. We'll see. Like I said, they're doing, if the story is, it's official canon, so if the story is good and delicious and num 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 num, then Soopkichen will want. So guys, we got the, they're basically doing, Operation Cinder for Battlefront 2. Just basically the Inferno Squad, going down to Endor and places like Naboo, and just trying to get rid of the Resistance after the explosion of the second Death Star, and that stuff is canon. And we're talking Star Wars, and we're talking about how, George Lucas had this way of, if he wanted something to be canon, he would go back into like the previous trilogy and insert it, where Disney is kind of like doing the opposite.
They're moving forward.
Well, but they're also using the old stuff to justify the new stuff. For example, Rogue One, right? Completely new movie, but it's a prequel. It uses so much of the old Star Wars trilogy that it fits in perfectly, right?
Yeah, it did. We talked about this. It literally just boom.
Now, Star Wars Rebels, which is a show that Disney's put out. It kind of came after Clone Wars. It's entering its final season, so it's only gonna have 4 seasons. But it's also canon. It's got a lot of great characters. Characters, in fact, that are mentioned in Rogue One. Not only that, guys. Gal, you've seen the Clone Wars, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Now, in the Clone Wars, there is a certain commander, Rex, right? He's one of the clones that's usually, hanging around with Anakin or Ahsoka or Obi-Wan. He's like one of the main protagonists of the Clone Wars. One of the main generals, one of the main general clones. So his story actually goes on in Star Wars Rebels, Gal. Like, after Order 66, he didn't get that order. So, like, he wasn't one of the stormtroopers that started killing Jedi. He was one of the few stormtroopers that like defected from what would become the Empire, and joined the Rebels, Gal. So in Star Wars Rebels, Rex is obviously older, so he looks older. He's bald, but he's got a white beard, right? So he's older looking, and they've actually, what Disney has done is there's a character, right? There's an actor that played an extra, right? In as a soldier in The Return of the Jedi. Okay?
Okay.
This character looks like Rex from Star Wars Rebels.
Damn it.
He's got the white beard. He's sporting his Rebel Endor gear, his forest camouflage gear, right?
Yeah.
And he looks exactly like Rex from Star Wars Rebels. And Disney was like, you know what? That is Rex from Star Wars Rebels. So so you see what I'm saying? They didn't have to go in and CGI a character into the old movies. They just picked a person that was an extra from the old movies and said, we're going to make this a character from before. So when you go back and you watch Endor, Return of the Jedi, and you're watching the Battle of Endor scenes, and you get that Resistance fighter, that rebel with his camouflage rebel gear on. That's Rex. That's Rex. He was a clone, during Episode 3, and he was around during the Battle of Endor. So that is, by now, right? By now, Episode 7, he's probably dead. Just because, I don't know. It could be. Just because, if he was like in his late 50s, 60s during the Battle of Endor, and then 30 years later, Episode 7, he'd probably be like 90. Probably dead.
Probably dead.
But they're like, no, he's not.
Oh,
so we'll see. I mean, we'll see. They could still, bring him out for future Star Wars. You know what they say, if they don't die on screen, if they don't die on screen, they're still alive.
Pixar didn't happen.
Pixar didn't happen. So I don't know. They're doing a really good job with Star Wars. And with that, guys, let's go into our final segment of the day, Cinema Madness. Because what did we get? What did we get? What did we get that we're nerds for? And I don't know about you guys. I had to change my pants like 3 times.
We got a trailer.
We got a trailer.
We got a trailer for The Last Jedi. We got a teaser trailer for Star Wars Episode 8 in all its glory. We've got Luke telling Rey to breathe, kind of giving her that Force training, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he's training her. She's reaching out to the Force. She sees the light. She sees the dark. We get our scenes. They look awesome. It looks really fucking good. I
already told Trish. I said, we're going to the movies to see that, don't you?
Oh, yeah, definitely. We're going to the movies to see this. We get space battles, right? We got some new looking ships. I think
some new look to the New Order.
I mean, definitely, a little newness. I think they got the Gorilla Walkers now. Gorilla Walkers. And then Luke at the end, right, says, all I know is the Jedi have to end.
An army of Hive
Right?
controlled by the sponsors would be the end of old Russia.
Could be the Jedi have to end.
That's all he knows is the Jedi have to end. The end of the Jedi. The title is The Last Jedi. Luke is the last Jedi. He doesn't plan to make any more Jedi. Let's go, Gal. Give me your impressions. What's up? Tell me. Tell me.
I think he's training the Last Jedi.
Sounds like the place to be.
But he said there's going to be no more Jedi. He said, all I know is the Jedi have to end.
Every kill gets us one less splicer or hive to be warped by Siva.
I don't know.
So during the trailer, you get a glimpse of like a cave, a bookshelf with like some really old books. someone is. It looks like Rey's hand, but someone is touching a map, right, with a symbol on it, and I'm pretty sure that's the first. Like the First Order, like before there were Jedi, there were Force users, right? And we kind of touched on this a little bit during Rogue One, right? Because was it the Blind Samurai, right? Mm-hmm. He wasn't a Jedi, right?
Nope.
But he was like a Jedi religious fanatic, right? He followed the Jedi religion. You know, he believed in the Force. He was one with the Force. The Force was one with him. And they were protectors of that temple, right? The temple that was there on Jeddah that was destroyed, right? And they were guardians of the wills, right? Mm-hmm. So the wills, for those Easter egg hunters, originally when George Lucas wrote Star Wars, A New Hope it wasn't going to be titled Star Wars, it's going to be the Book of the Wills. So A New Hope was going to be the first book of the Wills, you know, and so on and so forth. So, and then the Wills were before Jedi. So they were the first Force users, okay? Just originally... just what everything that being a Jedi was founded on. Now, why was there a split? Why were Jedi created? Obviously, there's a dark side of the Force, and there's a light side of the Force. Right?
Right.
If you draw from the dark side of the Force, you're a Sith. If you draw from the light side of the Force, you're a Jedi. Now, the Wills, they weren't Jedi. All right? They were Force users. They were not Jedi. What they were called was the Dai Bendu. Okay? Because they were able to use both the light and the dark side of the Force without being physically corrupted. Like the Sith. Okay? So... When we see that Luke is potentially looking for the last Jedi temple, right? And so is Snoke and Kylo Ren. When they're looking for remnants of the first Force users, and when Luke says that all he knows is the Jedi have to end, I think it just means, like, Jedi as in the definition of what a Jedi is. Like, we can't do that anymore.
They're going back to the wills?
They're going back to with the wills, yeah. They're going to be able to draw from the light side and the dark side of the Force without being corrupted. Right, because the Jedi...
has to it's at the point that it has to happen.
A Jedi isn't supposed to feel emotions, right? A Jedi isn't supposed to fall in love, which is what gets Darth Vader turned. Right? These are all things that, like, a Jedi can't do. But if you change the Jedi where, you know, he can do these things, they're not forbidden, and you do it in a way where you don't corrupt yourself, then you become something else. So I think this is what Luke means when he says that there can be no more Jedi.
We can no longer have this.
I think he's gonna train Rey, but he's gonna train her differently than how you know, Obi-Wan and Yoda trained them. Right? Maybe, I don't know, do you guys think maybe because Luke knew, right? Force choke. He could force choke, right?
Yes.
And that was like a Sith thing, right?
Yes.
So maybe he's been away, like, learning Palpatine fingers, right? Without being corrupted.
Oh, that'd be cool.
And now when he's, like, training Rey, you know, he's training her in this new way. So I don't know. Also, that poster was very like ominous, dude. Like the first, the poster for Last Jedi.
Yes.
The splicers have fortified the entrance.
Like, you know, I'm thinking, you know.
They must have driven the hive deeper into the silo.
I don't know. I'm excited. I'm excited. A lot of speculation. I think they're going to focus a lot on like the Jedi religion. I think they're going to really get into. Oh, you dead. I think they're
both ran right by me.
I think they're it's Gal's fault. I think they're really going to get into just the Wills, the Dai Bendu. Whether they'll keep the same names, I think they will. Just because they've mentioned the Wills in Rogue One, the Bendu have been mentioned in Star Wars Rebels, so I think these are things. Guardian down again. I think these are things that are gonna show up again. So I mean, I'm excited. This is all expanded universe stuff. This is stuff that was in Star Wars before. But you know, it was in books. It was scattered.
Oh my god!
And now it's still in books. It's still scattered, and it's gonna be fun to edit this. Sugah, thank you. So guys, I guess that's it. I guess that does it for Cinema Madness. Oh no, I lied. Haha, JK. James Gunn is doing Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. He officially said that he's down to direct and write it. He's it.
Really?
He's in it. So it's going to take place after Infinity War. So after Infinity War Part 1 and Part 2, which obviously they're going to be titled differently, but after it's going to take place after Infinity War. So it's going to be set after all the events of that stuff. So we'll see where he takes it. He said he definitely wants to do like more Rocket and Groot stuff. So I don't know. We'll see. But James Gunn, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, you excited to go? Like already?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Guardians are really great.
They are
happy to see.
Because when you switch directors, you kind of switch the vibe, right? I mean, James Gunn has just brought so much mostly because he's a fan. You know, it's hard to get a director that knows his comic book shit and can also write and direct. Like, you know, that's like the Triforce of directors, especially when you want to do like a comic book or a video game movie. You know, like Duncan for World of Warcraft. You know, he played World of Warcraft, and you know, directed Warcraft. You know, he had a vision,
was
which
awesome.
was fucking awesome.
If anyone has listened to that episode of the show, we talk about it hard because it was great. It was someone who knew the story, loved the story, knew everything about it, and could write and direct really great. Because taking a video game or a story or a book and putting it on film and giving it the same excitement that you, the person, has created, I mean, that takes a lot. Not everyone can do that. Like, period. Not everyone can do that.
It's true.
Looks like the splicers have taken this hatchery. The high bioorganic architecture is still in.
And Warner Brothers will tell you it is hard.
Activity all around us.
Creative differences. So guys, that'll do it. That'll do it for this week's episode. Jeez, yeah. A lot of Star Wars news. I told you guys, Star Wars Celebration was happening in Orlando, Florida, and all that Star Wars news just came hot right off the press. So, guys, let's do plugs. Let's plug out of here. Gao, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at DJJGao, and you can find me on Facebook at Dave Jersey, Plattsburgh, New York.
Awesome. Sugah, where can people find you?
Adela Red on the Instagram and the Facebook and the Twitters.
Guys, I am Soopkichen. That's SOOPKICHEN. You guys can find me on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. Guys, Thank you for tuning in, however it is that you're tuning in, whether it's live here on Twitch or later on YouTube. We appreciate you guys hanging out. And we're actually, because this is episode 52, tomorrow actually, the 19th, marks 1 year of us doing this show.
1 year.
So we're kind of approaching Soop and Sugah season 2, in a way, right? Year 2?
Yeah.
Year 2. So we're definitely planning on having just a lot more guests on this show. Definitely more Accent clan people. And maybe some other special guests. So guys, thank you, and we'll catch you guys next week, where hopefully... I don't know. I don't have a Walking Dead thing to talk shit about. But we'll catch you guys next week. Peace.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Guardian down.
Oh no, there's a cow down.